coffee cold, mine's woke. 2 mics, 1 code. Yeah, yeah. Scrolling through the chaos, headlines loud, hearts numb. Then I hear that drip talk, cutting through the hum. Jim with the side eye, Truth Dane with the data in his cup. They don't just gas up dreams, they show you how to level up. Oh, from the hustle to the headlines, from the culture to the grind. Every angle, every timeline, they lace and never waste your time. Welcome to the daily drip. Let it run, let it run, let it hit. Oh, tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest, clicking. Let your future flip like describe your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip. Oh, yeah, they make it make sense. Yeah, I'm tired from the doom feed, faith in rent thick algorithm playing mind games, selling you the same quick fix. Then I catch that real talk about credit scores and crypto slips. Union fights and AI rights, and why your boss be talking slick. Left lane, right lane, truth rides in the same frame. If it's cap, they call names. If it's facts, they fan flames. Oh yeah. Welcome to the daily drip. Let it run, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest, clicking. Let your future flip like describe your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip. Yeah, they make it make sense. Yeah. From your psychic to your 9 to 5, from the group chat to the bottom line. There's a late night guide through the glitch and grind. If you listen close, you gon' change your life. Change your life. Welcome to the daily drip. Let it run, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Hey, tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest, clicking. Let your future flip like describe your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip. Our daily drip, they make it make sense.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to our daily drip show. I am your co-host, Jim Jones. Happy that y'all are here with us for our daily drip show. We are here every Friday night, super late. We are a little more late than normal today because I, in fact, came from a birthday party. So I made a team late. So I'm sorry, y'all. So this one's on me. So I'm Jim Jones. I am your text me / female perspective / probably give you a little bit of that spice in there. And along with me is my co-host, my brother. Shout out to Plain Dame. How you doing, my brother? Let the people know how you feeling, where you at, what you doing, where you going, where you been.
What up, though? This is your man, Plain Dame. I am your risk-adverse specialist. Some people call it insurance. Dabble a little bit in entrepreneurial spirit. So because I got tired of being an entrepreneur. So years of that, and here we are now, trying to make it happen. Not gonna blame. And listen, we all could be late for a birthday. So shout out for her ability to just show up and check out her new specs. Aren't they nice? Check her out. Stay styling.
These are some of the old ones.
They was talking about me today. I was on my boys to men, ABC, BBD.
I was gonna say, where you come from? Work? Like you were here with the work shirt.
It was Polo Appreciation Day. So you see me, with my heart, my heart
like he about to go off like he part of falling down.
That's what I might. The suitcase is sitting there. The Mac 10 is not present. I'm legal.
Oh no.
There you go.
My man. But we got my man Cassius Pay, aka Check Low, aka Check Ho, who Ultra Po, trying to show them how to get to it. Go ahead, my mans.
All right. Welcome to the Daily Drip. Eow.
And if you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you are not sure you want to subscribe, stick around so we can show you why you should. Make sure you hit that like button. It's free, don't cost you nothing. Very much appreciated. So, all right, y'all, let's get into our first topic. We about to talk about, there's been a lot going on in the world, y'all. And people are like, I'm so mad about what's going on in the U.S. I'm finna leave. I'm finna go. I'm not staying here. It's crazy. Prices is high. I could live somewhere cheaper and do something else. Well, you're in luck. I found somebody who will tell you where I live, it is cheaper. So, came across this article, and then I'm going to get y'all to a video. So, this man, 36-year-old, left for China. He's paying $1,000 for rent. $100 for groceries, y'all. And he said, listen, my version of the American dream looks a lot different than y'all's. All right. So this guy, long story short, he moved around a lot when he was younger. When he was 27, he got a job in Shenzhen, China. Please correct me in the comments if I'm saying it wrong, because I've not been there nor have I met anybody from there. So please correct me. And so then he lived there when he was 27. Eventually he met his wife. They had kids. They decided to settle down there. You see it's him with his wife. He feels like he's living in the future. He's describing how there's so many things there that, excuse me, y'all. Thank you. That's very futuristic compared to the United States. He's raising his kids there. This is an example. He is going to order some food, and look what is waiting on my guy. Now, y'all know, for me as your text me, I am not a fan of all this AI stuff, but here we are. He said, listen, his job is very flexible. After he ended up working where he was, he ended up being like a salesperson. I think his commute's like an hour. There, they pay, gosh, I can't remember. I think he said there they don't pay for childcare. So like daycare and stuff is paid for. So like their expenses are very low, but also there's things they miss about the United States. But overall, he said that he is the American dream in China because it's cheaper. He's able to have a better life for his children. And he's saying, pull up to China. Your expenses is high. You want some more money? You want to live nice? Pull up to China. Shout out to Benji. But
what up?
Pull up to China. Okay, so I got a video for you too. Cause
not the first time I've heard that. Yeah.
But let's see what China is hitting for.
$600 apartment in China would shock Americans.
$600. Now remember, he's showing us what $600 in China looks like.
This is very facetious, though. There's reasons for this.
Well, I'm gonna get into that.
Okay,
yeah, we'll get into that. Hold on.
And it's over 2,000 square feet, and it has a view of the middle of downtown. So I can see this giant panda screen all the Chinese people want to see from my window. An entire wall of the apartment's a projector screen, and it's got 3 beds that are all super hard. The entryway, pretty strange. The rug is covered in plastic because everyone smokes in China, and our neighbors are never going to finish their construction. But it did come with a fridge stocked with beer. My $600 apartment.
First of all, I didn't know everybody in China smoked. So drop some drip in the comments if that's not true, because I did not know that. So hopefully that's in fact true, and he ain't just talking stuff. So we have two examples of people saying, "Hey, you're better in China." Now, here's why I bring this up. We got a lot of costs in the United States that's going high, and do we think this could possibly be a good time for propaganda? Y'all struggling over there? Come on over to death row. We got somewhere you can stay. We got a hard bed for you. But baby, this hard bed only $600. You paying $1,600 over there. And you gotta pay to put your baby in school. You might as well come on over here to China. Get some of that pollution. Or the lower price $600 a month. Pollution. Probably gonna cost you about like $4,000. Get over here. But after that, it might not be too bad. And don't let you never mind. Let me go down that road. But drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think this is propaganda? Do you think that this is or could this be passport bro behavior? Drop some drip in the comments. What y'all think, guys? Is this passport bros or is it propaganda? Now, let me define passport bros. Passport bros are there are men who say, you know what, these American modern women out of pocket, can't do it. I'm going to another country where they got some sense. Now, ladies, I too am an American woman, born and raised. So I say that with quoting some of the people I've heard. So this is not my own opinion. But they're saying that they want to not deal with us because we come with like lots of thoughts and opinions, independence. And not saying they're not independent, but the culture in some of these other countries are very much catering to family first and independence probably like third on the list, maybe even fourth. So they would rather someone cater to them. And also some, from what I hear on the red pill, not involved with having opportunity to be involved with as many opportunities with other men or being independent. That's passport bros. They're going to go get them a nice, wholesome girl. Do with that as you
in China.
Wholesome.
I'm saying in passport bros in general. It could be they can go to Thailand, they can go to wherever. Like I see a lot of people Thailand, the Philippines, UK. I mean, I'm just like wherever, like anywhere that's not the United States. Rather, I don't know if passport bros count for Canada. Drop some drip in the comments. Let me know if that counts. I don't know if Mexico counts either because it's kind of you just drive across the line.
I say it's some work in Canada, sure, but I know they kind of Americanized to a degree in thought. You know, they over there saying where's the money. So I don't know.
But do you think this is propaganda or is this passport bro behavior? And also, do you think that it could be a good solution for people talking about? I want to go.
I mean, it just do your research. That's all I can say because I haven't heard of China being a decent place to visit, but as far as living, where in China is the question. So I don't know.
I think you said Shenzhen is like the closest city.
Yeah. All right. I can't wait no more. I can't do it.
Go ahead.
Right. Yeah. So what's the reason that we suddenly seeing all these China looks so amazing, bro, kind of content all over the feed, right? Beijing has been quietly flying in Western influencers, letting them blog about the best parts of the country. This ain't no alleged. This been a thing. I'm not even gonna lie about it. This been a thing to essentially show, don't tell soft power marketing essentially in the generation, because there's different forms of warfare when it comes to this, right? Let's talk about the price of the war.
Look at this. They say air quality is moderate in Shenzhen. If y'all go ahead and get out of here, what we not going to do? We going to stop the cap on that. Now, I know people who've been to China. Everybody got a mask for a reason. And baby, I promise it ain't moderate.
Yeah.
But then again, they said our air quality is excellent in New York City. So there's that. So maybe that is the qualifier.
So the pitch is this, right? Life is cheaper if you go abroad. Your passport, it becomes like a price cut button. Is really what they trying to make it as. It's an export of, they call it brain drain in a lot of cases. So your most talented go elsewhere, expats. It's a lot of this being pitched online, different spaces, all of that because of the cost of living in the U.S. But a U.S. worker earning remote income in a lower cost country can effectively double or triple their disposable cash flow is really what they talking about. And staying in high rent US cities ain't gonna be it. So your pocket question is this propaganda, right? It's more so, does it benefit me if I stay put? Is really what they trying to sprinkle in your ear a little bit. If you never leave, you keep feeding the same housing, the wages, the tax structures, and all of that. But if you do leave, you are exporting your spending power somewhere else. So at some point, you got to ask if I'm anti-China or am I pro-landlord to the U.S.? Yeah, maybe. But there's things that have to go with all of that. Now you paying taxes to 2 countries. Now you paying taxes. You're still paying taxes to the U.S. regardless if you want to keep your citizenship. That's just how life goes. Is how life works. People go to Mexico. People go to all these other countries, and yeah, you get to live. But Uncle Sam gonna get his at some point. So things to think about. Plus, when you go over into these spaces, you are not going to have the same U.S. You're not going to have the same types of liberties, and especially culturally. You get into an accident, their word ain't against yours. It ain't. You don't have a word. That's just we've seen that. We've seen people go to different countries, whether it's Europe, whether it's South America, whether it's pretty much anywhere else. I remember back in the 90s, somebody got that caning, got that ass whooped. Remember that back in the day? It was an ass whoop heard around the world. Was it Singapore?
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was
Singapore. Got caught with some weed.
Yeah. I remember that. We watched that.
Got
that
that
on school.
spanked.
We got that ass whooped. Everybody
On national TV. We like, whoa. They really was giving it to him too. It was like grandma with the switch. I'm like, damn. What kind of weed did he have?
I'm mad. I'm not laughing. I need not laugh at that. But yeah,
that was funny.
He got caned.
No, because you thought you was gonna go over there with. You thought you were gonna go over there on your trash
and vandalize some shit. Yeah,
and they was like, "Oh, for real? Oh, for real?" In whatever language they could say it. Oh, for real? You about to teach your ass, literally. So yeah. It's definitely. I mean, you see the propaganda angle in it all day long. Like, hey, come over to our like $600 a 52nd floor apartment with the hard beds that don't cost much and projector screen and great views. Like, all right, let's talk about what it costs to get over there.
And talk about what do you do when you get over there? Let's see about all the shit that's going down. Where the places that you can't go, what you can't say, because remember, this is. Yes, it is China, but it's the Communist Republic of China. You go over there, you say specific things, you go to a specific place in space.
Boy, look at this. It said haircut $10, not for anybody who ain't Chinese. I promise that cut costs you more than $10, baby. Yo cut?
Shoot, I don't want a Chinese best cuts anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hey Joe.
Worst cut. Joe in the house. I
Big
say
dog.
Joe in the house. Shut your mouth. Going now.
Shout out to his Abby. That is hilarious. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So like cost of living comparison, they're saying $650. New York City will be $2,500. Is craziness. So as far as the countries they're saying cost of living is Canada, US, Australia, incredibly high. Saying Finland, Norway, Germany, Poland, France, Spain. Those are all more expensive countries than what's this right here. Turkmenistan, really? Did not know that. But all the ones that green, India, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan. I can't say this is Stan.
Kyrgyzstan, but these are all I don't want to be at anyway. Like,
and in African countries, you know,
I got I got my motorcycle jacket from over there, and it stank when I got it here.
Mongolia, Russia, Kazakhstan.
That's all I'm saying. I put it on. I was like, damn, why am I?
And this is what we talk about Thailand, Laos.
Somebody tried it on.
Yeah, they tried that damn thing on. It was, sewing it up and everything.
They was like,
yeah, we gonna hit it with this.
Okay, USA.
It's good. And I was like, damn, when I got it. I was
like,
how the hell am I gonna watch this? Yeah, I gotta take it to the cleaners, dog.
And people will say, like, I'm going to
the sweating in my damn self.
Look at like what they say, I'm going to the Philippines. So look, Philippines $616. Japan, double that. So when we look at the cost of living, like China and Vietnam running about the same rate. Philippines, China, Vietnam, Myanmar. Thailand's a little bit more expensive. Laos is more expensive. Cambodia is more expensive. Malaysia more expensive.
No, but it's all by design. I mean, all these countries most of these countries will say that we're talking about, like, they deflate their currency.
I don't even know why they did this, because you can't even get in there. It don't matter about none of that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
self-reported.
Right.
Everything free.
It should just say none ya. That's
Except
what
for
it
when
should say.
you robbing, you can come over there and you can say what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
none ya. That's what it should say.
I'm gonna
No.
I go to the Philippines.
me too. Me.
I go to the Philippines. Just for 6 months, see how it feel.
And look at that, Iceland. Iceland might be the most expensive
I'm
spot.
going by what Joe said.
But for real, Iceland
Oh, wait
is
a
like
minute.
it's Iceland running it's the most expensive spot I've seen so far. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy, y'all. Iceland running 3,200. Boy, you can't
Yeah,
afford New
because
York City.
I mean it's
Damn,
basically
you
a
can't go
bigger
to Iceland.
version of
That's a-
Hawaii.
Yeah, Iceland's
Ooh.
billionaire playground. That's why
And ain't
everything's
nothing
so
up
priced
there,
over
so everything has to be imported outside of fish and seal oil.
Right. You land and they got a Louis Vuitton store in the airport. Like, what the hell? Like, Iceland is.
So drops the drip in the comments. Do y'all think that this is propaganda? I think it's interesting timing. Like at the top of that article, I think it said March of 2026. However, I do think the Passport Bros whole initiative has been happening like more at larger scale, probably for the past, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, about 3-4 years, maybe 5. It's been in the making. It's not, it's been in the making. It's not like somebody was like, hey, let's go Thailand. No, they've been doing this.
It's
been
more than that. It's
talking
been
about
going
it.
since I'm gonna say the 90s. People was going over there, all of the the fraternity bros doing their trips over there and coming back and spreading the gospel of how great it is,
What
over
I've
there.
noticed is that usually you have somebody that might have like a retirement and pension, then they'll go overseas because their dollar is stretching and they get them a little bad thing that they want to go on and walk around with for a little bit until they find out that they got
Must
something
be the
extra going
money.
on.
Speaking of imports and exports, let's
Speaking
talk
of-
about exporting
Speaking
your
of speak.
credit score out of your insurance bill. Let's go ahead and segue into some insurance, y'all. So there's a push to eliminate credit scores from insurance pricing, which means your driving record might finally matter more than that one time you financed the couch in 2009. What am I talking about? So listen, companies have been like, oh, you got rear-ended? That's unfortunate, but also your FICO score is 620, so that don't got nothing about your drive record. It's character related. $600 every 6 months for a Honda Civic 2013. Like, bro, what?
Well, they were already running people's credit.
What?
Anyway.
Why y'all
What
doing
up?
this?
What up?
Hey, Famous, how's it going, my guy? Shout
What
out
up?
to one of the
What up?
OGs.
Yeah.
So where did I get this from, y'all? Let's go ahead. Insurance rate based on credit history is drawing scrutiny from lawmakers in some states. Okay, so there's some bills in some states, which include New York, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, that is going to ban.
Make sure y'all hit
insurers
that
from-
like button too. I'm sorry to cut in on you.
It's free. Yeah, it's free, y'all. Hit the like button. Don't cost you nothing. Go ahead and do it. If you're not subscribed, do so. But shout out to the Odd Squad. Odd Squad are our subscribers. We appreciate y'all. So go ahead. Let's go back into this article. So they're saying, listen, Oklahoma, New York, and Pennsylvania said, nah. Insurance companies, we're going to ban this credit-based insurance scores to determine your coverage cost. So, this, like if you're low, so let's say your credit score is a 600, but you always been on time on all your bills, right? But your credit score is 600. You have not had any accidents, and your insurance is still on a Honda Civic, $150 a month. You're like, how is this possible when my dad lives in whatever other state and he can't see worth nothing? He a bat and he hitting people cars. His insurance is $80 a month.
Because we got an
Guess what
803.
Your dad got a 820 credit score. He got them bifocals that's thick and can't see nothing.
But he also
maybe
got
his
40
credit
years
score
of credit
can-
history too, though. That's what's
There you
going
go.
on.
And so they're like, well, we know he gonna pay us. So the lawmakers are like, no. We need to start actually looking at bill for bill. Let's see if we can do that. Now, good luck, because we talked about lobbying before, and lobbyists do not a good thing. They do a good job of their initiatives, and their initiatives is protecting the insurance companies, of course. Joe, that's insane. $300 a month, bro. What year was that?
That must have came with a damn SR22 or something,
Man,
too.
Right?
that's crazy, boy.
Hey,
that's a general.
Hey, his
Bristol
insurance
West,
agent was
all
his PO.
undesirable.
His insurance agent was his PO. He
Right.
He said, "Don't trust him. Don't trust him. Don't trust him over there."
He called him and said, "I got one for you."
So let's see what she.
I got a quote for you.
I got a quote, all right.
What's she talking about?
Insurance rate? Yes. Just like your driving record, your marital status, and your payment history, your credit score helps determine what you will pay for your car insurance premiums. Does your credit score affect your car insurance rate?
It's not just us
Yes.
saying it. It's
just like your
actually
driving record,
a big deal.
your marital status.
It's a big deal, and people are starting to make a face of that. So drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that your credit score should be used? And additionally, the reason why I bring this up is lawmakers are finally kind of putting their eyes on it. Does that make you bust your antennas that maybe some lobbyist who was giving some money ain't giving no money? Because times it's getting hard, because they sure have lobbied a lot in the past, making sure that you have to have insurance. If I'm not mistaken, probably back in the day, you probably didn't have to have insurance. No different than health insurance, correct? So drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that lawmakers are doing this in the benefit of their constituents? Or are they doing this in the benefit of the fact that y'all need to grease this palm better if you want me to go ahead and do this, what y'all asked us to do?
Before I get my spiel in, I'm going to let the insurance king handle his thing. So,
Well, this ain't my area, car insurance, but
well, no, it's not.
That's good. That's perfect. That's fine. Can't nobody say nothing about nothing.
Yeah, there you go. But bunch of trash. I don't know why my Nextel chirp phone that I didn't pay for back in 1999 is going to affect what I pay for this damn truck insurance. It just doesn't make any sense. It's obviously
drip in the comments. Did you have a chirp phone? I had a chirp phone. Drop some drip in the comments.
Did your Nextel sell wrong once upon a time? Drop some drip in the comments. No, but yeah.
Did your feet come into play when they count?
Right. Speaking of your mama putting a gas bill in your name, yeah, it shouldn't affect it. I don't think it should affect anything. And of course, our good folks in Congress and people that we elect, they're looking at everything right now because everybody's under a microscope. So this would actually be a good situation for them to step in on, because insurance companies, especially car insurance, they've been robbing us without a pistol for the longest. I mean, for the longest. Right. So it makes sense. It makes sense for them to finally start tapping into this. And I get tired of people complaining about it. And I feel sorry for my youngins that's coming in that's being overcharged because of their age, because they don't have the credit history, or, people that made some bad decisions. So it's a step forward.
I mean, they just made normal young kid decisions, right?
Yeah. But and they being punished for it
like that. But let's think about it. Right now, your credit score is secretly taxing your car and that house if you got one, or that rental if you got one. So drivers with poor credit pay about 69% more on average. And that's a whole hell of a lot for auto insurance than drivers with good credit. And when you start doing that bundle, right? That's the other part that they stick you with, the bundle. Mm-hmm. So homeowners with low scores, they pay about 24% more for the same damn coverage. Now that's crazy.
Big trash. Big trash.
Right.
And so I feel sorry for my people. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, we good. So the 4 states: Iowa, New York, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania. These 4 states, if you win them, think about this, and think about it when you go to vote and do whatever else you got to do. But they're pushing bills to ban that game. So only a few states like California, Hawaii, Massachusetts. Massachusetts is damn expensive, especially when it comes to insurance. But they currently ban credit scores for auto, and similar, like a handful type of ban for homeowners. So it expands the list and it forces insurance to reprice, but that don't mean it's gonna be cheap. But they reprice, and it's based on actual driving and property risk. So that's when you remember back in the day when you put that little thing in your car where you're.
They still doing that.
OD.
Yeah,
Is it
still
called
doing it.
ODB2?
They still doing that. They still doing that.
Well, shit, they can do that now. If you got
They doing it.
complimentary
Doing it.
what's that?
They doing it.
Low deck on your car, they already tracking you, dog.
Now
We
keep
probably
in mind,
I don't know if that's on the docket this week for what the government's doing with allowing remote cutoffs on the cars and all that. I can't remember if that's on the docket.
That's not happening. No, that's not on it yet.
Okay.
Um,
All right. We get into that later, but you still being tracked. But
that's a
we'll
whole
talk
talk techie to me. I think we got
listen, you being tracked until they got the insurance company got to cut a check, because I recently hit Bambi and wrecked my truck, and I have the tracker on there, to maintain, to know that I'm doing the speed limit when I'm supposed to, and all of that kind of stuff. All of they saw all of that, but they didn't see when I hit Bambi. They didn't see when they didn't see that part. They couldn't figure out when did you do that? Did you make a police report? Why do I need to? Y'all monitoring me. I went home. Y'all didn't see that? Oh no, what we didn't see is mighty funny, because I'm looking in the app. You see the time of impact. You see when it hit.
Bambi flying.
you see when Bambi got smacked. You heard me say, oh shit. You heard all of that. But for some reason the app did, but y'all did. That's funny. Cut me my damn check and quit playing with me. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They still do.
So think about this though. So I listed those states. So if this flips your state, where your bad credit tax on insurance could quietly disappear over a couple renewal cycles, for someone that's paying $1,800 a year in auto insurance because of bad credit, that's a 30 to 50% cut. That's hundreds of damn dollars in that pocket. So they call it risk-based pricing, quote unquote, right? But half the risk is just you being broke. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's the 50% tax is the 50% part of you being broke. So they trying to get their money up front.
Right. Bad credit, no problem. Who you on the phone with? I'm calling the general.
That's the only person you're gonna be able to call at this rate. And you know what? So listen, y'all. So while we're removing qualifications, Microsoft said, you know what? Let's make it even harder. We about to remove these employees. We got some criteria for y'all. Y'all hear about what's going on with Microsoft? So Microsoft got an idea how they can voluntarily retire you, maybe even before you're able to qualify for retirement benefits. Y'all ready to hear this? Imagine you might get the opportunity to require 2 or maybe 3 times in your lifetime. Keep on living, Gen Z. You might break records for real.
Making a transition with AI. They're looking to cut their workforce so they can reinvest some of that capital that they're using right now for people.
Microsoft looking to make more cuts by offering thousands of employees retirement. Thanks for joining us now at 6.
Okay. Now y'all heard it there. Early retirement. That does not mean that you are 65,
eligible.
63, 70. They're saying that we're going to offer you to take a package to leave here with a retirement status. And don't come back here. We have retired you.
Shit, it's a severance package. It's a layoff.
Essentially.
It's a layoff.
So let's get more into what's entailed in that.
Mel Thomas.
And I'm Monique Minglov, and this is the latest round of job cuts in big tech. Camera 7's Jason Sloss is outside Microsoft's main campus in Redmond right now, explaining which employees could get this offer.
This was 7 days ago,
Yeah,
y'all.
just like last year's layoffs, this is believed to be the result of the tech giant spending more on AI. A first for Microsoft, the company confirming the offer of a one-time voluntary retirement package. GeekWire reporting buyouts will be offered to senior directors and below whose years...
Oh, the most expensive employees, senior directors.
Senior directors and below.
Yeah,
so if you are a
VP,
if you a VP, AVP, SVP, probably the people who done been there ain't never left nowhere, but you in the boys club, you in the clique, you, my friend, might be safe. chances are you ain't watching this.
Not
But
really.
the
They
rest of
probably got
y'all,
about 500 VPs at a company like that.
but the
Now,
rest of
do
y'all,
they have a lot of stock invested? Yes. That's what that's
y'all
going
need
to
to
be
watch
about.
this. Because the
Yeah.
majority, so yeah, what, 90%, 95% of your population, you are eligible if you meet the criteria they talk about in a second.
Of service at the company plus age add up to 70 or more.
So let's go back.
Whose years of service at the company plus age add up to 70 or more. Seattle University economics professor Joe Phillips says it's an interesting move from Microsoft.
It's very interesting because you usually don't expect technology companies to be using early retirement plans. And then the other issue with these early retirement plans is you can't always control who's participating.
I reached out to Microsoft, who turned down our request for comment. Experts say the buyout could be a way to shed higher salaries as the company continues to invest more in AI.
The company's spending a lot of money gearing up for AI, investing in AI, and so forth. And investors in the financial markets are getting a little bit impatient with all that increased expenditure.
But here's a look at the numbers. About 7% of Microsoft's U.S. workforce will be eligible for the early retirement deal. That's more than 8,700 employees.
But that's now, right? So let this rock on for a few more years, right? If you're able to knock out about 10,000 a year, 10,000 every year, you got other mechanisms in place. Do with that as you will. That could also help add on to those numbers. So you could target about 10,000 people roughly a year, maybe more, depending on what your hiring class was, off your books.
Yeah. I just want to see how many after this directly, how many H-1B visas open up and how many, openings show up overseas, after this. That's
Don't let it play on mute because I'm going to explain this. So
yeah,
how you could get this early, you could be, let's say you are 50. You're 50. Okay. Let's say you're 50 years old. But you've been at Microsoft for 20 years. So you started there at 30, right? Now you're 50. You are eligible for this early retirement because being 50 plus your 20 years of service makes you 70. But remember, when you're 50, you can't get Social Security benefits and those things, which means you're retired there. But baby, you got probably another 15 that you got to work somewhere else so you can get your actual government benefits and insurance. Drop some drip in the comments. Let us know what y'all think. Do y'all think that makes sense? Do y'all think they're out of pocket? Let us know. What do you think, guys?
I'm sorry. I talk to people that's constantly being laid off every day. So I will say I used to be the most insensitive bastard to folks like that, only because I've never really been through it. But now that I've talked to a few people, man, them layoffs is hell. They can package it up and put a cute bow in it all they want. That's a layoff, dog. That ain't a retirement. That's to get your ass up out of here. We about to find somebody that could do your job for cheaper, or we gonna AI that mug. You know what I mean? So if anything, this should be a wake-up call to what these companies really think and feel about the people that's been working for them for so long. They don't even see people no more. They see numbers on the board. I ain't going to say anymore. That's always been the case, but now it's just more obvious. So, waiting to see. I'm like my man Cassius Pay, like you just said, just waiting to see how this test run goes. I feel like the snipers is outside just seeing how many people they can hit and get away with. And they're like, okay, we're going to come back around for... next year we might do 15,000 instead of 10. Yeah,
and then they're gonna open up in Hyderabad or Bangalore or whatever else. I mean, the thing is that as long as that the United States offers this incentive to export your talent or shift it to a lower cost region in capitalist society, the brain is not even a brain drain because the brains are still here, but it's being cloaked as artificial intelligence when really AI is actually India in this case. Basically. Actually Philippines if it's customer service. Actually there's a lot of different industries that are housed in different spaces. Near shore, they call it, actually Brazil, because these are adjacent in same time zones as like Eastern, for example, for Brazil, and it makes it a lower cost region is what it's called. And so you just shift that job from over there to over there. It feels good to you on the books, but this is the most anti-American, everything that you can't really be an American company if you're doing something against the interest directly. And our government is not doing anything about it in particular. There's some things that we'll probably get into later that our government is proposing, but we're going to have to hold our breath with some of these acts and laws that they're putting through.
Man, and listen, and right now, in what I do, initially we tend to replace a lot of customer service desk because we're so knowledgeable of a lot of products and insurance, and we're the favorite people that folks get to talk to, because number one thing I keep hearing is, man, please don't send me over to them because I can't find anybody over there that speaks the language I do, or I don't understand the accent, or I don't understand this. So that's happening at an alarming rate already. So we're not too far off from that anyway.
Plus, you already feel the tide changing when you be in some of these spaces. Like it used to be a level of, we'll call it couth. People used to be very polite.
Yeah,
Now,
we had that article where dude was like, you
on the chat. Cass is
he said, you stupid. And how you gonna call me stupid and I'm the customer, B? Like, what?
Oh, I have to call in with customers all the time to talk to certain people in certain places. And, oh, man, I get some of the most condescending people on earth. And they get mad when I laugh at them. I'm laughing because I'm like, this is a recorded call, right? You said your name at the beginning of the call.
You ain't physically here,
that
right?
Ain't their name.
You ain't here, right? That's why you talking like this.
Yeah.
Come on,
right, but let me pull it back in. I done took us down the rabbit hole. So
we about to go
Microsoft
to the next
basically
thing anyways
said,
after you get done.
Let me get my last in here, please. Okay. I don't play around. Microsoft basically said that the age plus the years of service is 70 or more, but that really means we'll pay you to leave before we fire your ass. Right. So the program targets U.S. employees that are level 67 and below, whose age plus tenure equals 70. That's what Jim Jones got into for the one-time voluntary offer. Now, from a perspective of your pockets, it's a trade. One-time check, benefits that bridge versus the risk of being laid off later with no parachute. Take it early, and you lose years of high salary compounding. Wait too long, and you might get swept into a regular layoff waves with worse terms. So the signal to everyone else, the forever job era, done. Over. Finito. Even at the big blue chips that we talk about, the FANGs. When a $1 trillion company is trimming long tenured staff this kind of way, it tells you how fragile your own W-2 really is. So my last closing piece on this is, they call it voluntary, but when age plus years is less than 70, the real math is stay or go. And are you willing to be on that spreadsheet?
Profound.
Pastor Drip in the comments. Let us know. Would you rather be laid off, take the early retirement, get performance managed out, quit?
Oh yeah. What about that?
Or something else.
Managed? How'd that go?
Or something else. Or I don't know. Y'all tell me. Look, I'm not gonna get too creative. I ain't trying to get no kind of trouble with me. I'm not advocating for no Michael Douglas falling down situation. I'm good.
Lay me off. Suitcase. Lay me off. And I'm gonna be like AZ on that first verse of Do or Die. Had the block lock, took a fall, now I'm off my feet. I gotta eat, so it's back to these fucking streets. You understand me? And then you sending me back with a check too?
Oh, don't talk about flipping and dipping and flipping and dipping and tripping and dipping and flipping.
I didn't say that. But since you said that, speaking of flipping and let me stop.
Right.
That's a perfect segue, y'all. Yeah, speaking of flipping and dipping.
This is a family show. It's a family show.
Let's talk about the boomers flipping and dipping them homes on their children. They flipping and dipping and dipping and flipping and said, listen, take this house up because I've stayed in it till I was slipping.
Let me get up out this tax hell.
Yeah, they say, listen, I had enough money for the taxes, but you broke. You will have to look, baby. I done gave you an extra 20 years to figure that out. You should have that money saved up. So this article is from Business Insider, talks about Chelsea Atkinson. Her father passed away from lung cancer, and out of nowhere, she had to take over his house. She lived in Austin. She bought a house in Austin, and then her dad passed away. I'm trying to remember what city he was in. But long story short, she said, listen, I had already bought my house. Now I gotta take his house too. Like, why I gotta take his house too? And not only do I have to take his house, when you take someone's house, I'm responsible for the taxes. So I'm supposed to pay taxes on my house, pay taxes on his house. And if I got rental property, I'm supposed to pay taxes on that too. I'm not financially equipped for this. Now, why is this also a problem? Back in the day, way back in the day, people would leave house to people, right? And the purpose was so you could raise your family in this house. Well, with boomers living longer, by the time they're going to leave you a house, like you're like 50 years old at that point, maybe even 60 years old at that point. House. Right? So you not only did you get your own house, you probably helped your kids get a house. And they talk about, oh yeah, you could have this house. Like, bro, what? I didn't bought a whole other house and raised kids in that bad boy. Now I gotta take this too. And if I'm not mistaken, when they leave it to you, like it's still yours. It's you still paying the taxes on, like it's still in your name. So like you're somewhat responsible for this asset. So it's another way
that, or is it gonna belong to the state?
Millennials like to say it's another way that boomers are screwing them. But
well, it sounded to me like you were ungrateful then.
Because this is, but also keep this in mind. When the boomers bought their house, I bought it for $100,000 in 1970, baby, but I sold it for $800K. So you paying taxes on that $800K. Now remember, people who are of a certain age ain't paying federal taxes, ain't paying state taxes in some of these situations. You still at the age you paying this. So this is how they over here feel when they sell y'all.
I think that after a certain age, like you might be exempt from paying federal taxes. I think might be past 80. I think it might be something like that. So make it past 80, y'all.
Here's another problem. Look at this. Grandma happy. She done sold her house for $800,000. She done came up $700K over the year. So it's what, a 55-year come up, right? I done made $700K
on a won't he do it dance right there.
Right.
Won't he do it?
In the bingo hall, like
didn't he do it?
Here's another problem with that. Cool, left me a house. Seems ungrateful, right? That I don't want it. I want to pay tax on it. Well, guess what? How about I just sell that house? Well, there's a slight problem with that. Houses are in housing hell right now. So let's say when they passed, it was $800K. You got everything straight now. I've got tax, everything. Yeah. No, I'm not buying this house for $800,000. I'll buy it for $600,000. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. I just paid taxes on an $800,000 house.
Well, shit,
I'm gonna take a $200K.
You ain't have to buy the house for $800. It's still a come up, regardless.
All I'm saying is
have enough for them high ass taxes that you about to get in on.
I got 5.
I got 5 on it. So also that's a part too where some younger generations are upset because the value of this house when the person passed away might have been up here, and now with everything going on, that up here went down there. It ain't down here, right? But remember, they still owe a house that's worth the value of their parents' house. So there's just all this financial muckery going on. Muckery, not that word, muckery. Muckery going on. Drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that the boomers are causing more issues? Do you think that lawmakers could help alleviate some of this? Could they give tax breaks on air-driven things to people who aren't making X amount of dollars. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody leave you $5 million house, do I feel bad for you? Hell no. But somebody leave you a house for $500,000, right? If you of a certain tax bracket, or you know what I'm saying, there needs to be some level of like help in that. If you make it $40,000 a year and somebody leave you a $600,000 house, what you about to do with that?
It's gonna become.
You don't even make enough. Yeah, you don't even
afford it. I ain't got it. They coming to get it. I'm walking away. My credit shot, not my car insurance high.
Right. You paying daycare bills. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't got it. Baby daddy don't even pay his share. I'm shocked. Hold on. No,
So,
you can go 50-50. I'm ready for that relationship now.
Here you go.
so drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that there is an opportunity for lawmakers to step in and help with them? To me personally, I think that, like I just proposed, like of a certain, like if that house in that neighborhood, if you don't make the median income to even, let's say you want to live in that neighborhood, you want to move there, you might not be able to afford to live there based on the city, how much the city utilities cost, how much, like let's say you move from state to state. Let's say you live in Mississippi. Cost of living in Mississippi ain't that bad. But your people left you a house in Cali. What you finna do with that? Like,
cry.
Like, come on now.
And you pay it half.
You can't live in
half that house gone.
Like there's I just think that there's something that could be done with that. So drop some drip in the comments. Am I being irrational, or do y'all agree? Drop some drip if y'all have some tips
good
that we
things
think we
brought
can
up.
do to, maybe even enable people. Be hyper local to start with, and we can build up, right? Plain Dame.
So with this, like on paper, like the boomers did quote unquote pay their dues, right? But we talking about certain things that we brought up when you talk about the American dream. So they worked and they bought homes. And again, I'm gonna bring up that spreadsheet. So on the spreadsheet, that's what it means. So they also caught a once in history interest rate and price wave. So nearly 80% of baby boomers own homes versus about 55% of the millennials and 27% of Gen Z. They bought when the prices were at the rates that were far lower. So in essence, younger people aren't really ungrateful. I know I said that before, but I was being facetious. They're looking at a different math problem though. So today's buyers, they face record highs on price to income ratios, but that's also coupled with student loans and higher mortgage rates. But all this shit is happening at the same time, which the grandparents didn't do or didn't have. So the real generational divide is between those who got in before the ladder got pulled up and those who are trying to climb for what's left. So respecting elders and acknowledging the system change can both be true at the same time. So grandma did work hard, but the bank didn't ask for 20% down on a $600,000 starter home.
No. And it's all by design. Like people say the system is broken. No, the system is the way it's supposed to be. It is by design. It just needs disruption. And at this point,
yes, exclusionary. That's the system.
Yeah. And at this point, this would be a great time for these elected officials to step in and say the rent's too damn high, the mortgage is too damn high, and even though you're getting a good deal on that home, once they come through and appraise it, now you paying taxes on a house that's been appraised higher than what you spent. It's a different kind of spreadsheet that you got to face with that damn bank. So. Yeah.
Oh no, that's when this ain't financial advice or whatever.
First of all, the way that you did that spread was an OF spread, but go on.
Spread.
That's what's happening right now. People are getting, you know what I mean, at an alarming rate when it comes to taxes on these homes. I hear a new complaint every day. Why is it that when I bought my house cost this, but when they appraised it, I'm paying taxes on the house worth this? I didn't spend that. I'm like, that's the spreadsheet.
No,
That's how they
that's
get
the tax base that they trying to
Yeah.
keep going with.
Yeah.
So you can go and you can fight that at your county, at your city.
Right.
Make sure that and tell them all the shit that's wrong with your house. That just because Samson down the street went and bought some new bullshit build that's about to probably fall over and crash in 5 years or less because it's made out of paper versus your brick home. You still didn't do any updates. You still don't have X, Y, Z.
So you got choices in this
allow
life.
that to pull you up because you can be house poor in a motherfucker.
Right.
Okay.
Or you can go back down the way and buy a house in the YN centered spots of the world where the taxes might be slightly lower, but you sleeping on the floor, or to be out there with different strokes. It takes different strokes to rule the world. Live where the house is a little nicer, but the prices are gonna be a little higher.
Well, that brings us to a good question. Don't do that.
Speaking of high.
Wow, that was you. Speaking of bringing up struggles, Kamala has a question for the people. So let's hear what she said.
Oh shit.
Sunday brunch.
This man has made America weaker. He has caused us, because he is the first president, Republican or Democrat, since World War II, to not concern himself, much less he thumbs his nose at the importance of America's alliances, our friendships, and he thumbs his nose at America's responsibility to uphold standards such as sovereignty and territorial integrity. See Ukraine. And so what he has done, not to mention what he has done to cut USAID and what that means for people on the continent of Africa and so many other places around the world. And what he has done has caused us to become more unreliable and to lose our influence to then be able, imperfect though we certainly are, flawed though we certainly are, to be able to talk about matters of human rights around the world.
So what we were just talking about a second ago was the struggles with the boomers' financial stability. And Kamala would say, according to this, in the snippet that I have, right? Blue hearts don't come from me. That this is partially because of a big Trump, because President Trump has made the U.S. weaker. And she's saying because we're not having the relationships we should, and that basically like blaming him. So drop some drip in the comments if you agree with her or not. I'm going to continue, but just wanted to bridge the gap of why this is important. And this will also segue into our next topic.
The lingering impact of so much of what is happening out of this White House is something we are going to have to deal with for a very long time. And that's why I am focused right now, as much as anything, and what gives me hope, Leah, is that we're going to win the midterms.
Drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think the Democrats are going to win the midterms? There's a lot going on. You don't think so?
Not with the Supreme Court got anything to say about it.
I think that this might be the one political year that if a Ross Perot kind of candidate were to come to the forefront, baby, you got a chance this time. In the past, it was never. But I think that this might actually be the closest or potential opportunity for a true independent Green Party, other party to actually pull up and have a chance. Now, I think the Democrats are taking that part for granted. They just see, oh, you're hurting so bad. Oh, everybody's hurting. So y'all got to come over here because we told you it was going to be messed up, and now your life's, not as good as it used to be. Everybody's hurting. Look at the gas. Gas is almost $5. It's projected to be above $5. If you had hired us, you wouldn't have this problem. That's what they're going off of. But the risk they run, and we'll keep going after this, the risk you run, maybe they think that both of y'all are a problem. Maybe they'll take their chance with someone new. So let's hear Kamala, the spokesperson for the Democratic Party. and what Plain Dame likes to call her word salad, right?
Well, I can't say that today. She kind of attractive when she's sober. Like, you see how much sense she making? She's so clear. Damn, I'm like,
You
wait
was
a minute.
intently watching for a second. I said, oh.
No, because I was paying attention. I'm like, wait a minute. She kind of cute when she makes sense a little bit.
That's what Montel Williams said. We gonna keep going.
This is how we do it.
No, not Montel. Oh, I'm sorry. Montel Jordan, right? Wait,
No,
Montel
I was
Williams.
just
Montel
saying.
Jordan is the singer. I was confused. I'm like, wait, I
That's
always
Montel
confuse
Williams.
the name.
No, but
Montel Jordan was the singer. Yes. I'm talking about Montel Williams. I'm sorry, Montel.
No, but
Williams.
I mean, I'm laughing because I mean, a lot of stuff she's talking about is directly correlated to the office that she once sat in and problems that she pretty much caused. But I mean, far as diplomacy and things of that nature, yeah, Trump is kind of, you know, he is urinating on a lot of relationships.
Oh, we got one coming up. You just hold your horses. He just did something today that had me. So, all right.
It's gonna be difficult, and I know all the folks here know, and all the sisters from the Colored Girls who I'm looking at right now. Mignon in particular. We're gonna win the midterms, but it's gonna be so difficult. But this is what I would say to all the friends. It's really important, yes, that we pay attention to the crises of this moment, focus on winning the midterms, even though they're trying to make it more difficult for folks to vote. And as we walk and chew gum at the same time, let's focus on what we must do when we are in power. Right. And understand that our vision has to be, as it will directly impact the leaders in this room with your work that you have always done and will do, what we have to have a vision for in terms of affordable childcare, affordable healthcare, affordable housing, and have a vision that is about actually getting this stuff done, recognizing that at some point this administration will be termed out and there's going to be a whole lot of debris. And I would caution us against talking about rebuilding with any sense of nostalgia about how things were. Because even before, they weren't working so well for a lot of folks.
You heard that right.
Can we?
Because y'all know who. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let you. I'm gonna let you do that.
Okay.
Because she did it again. We just talked about this. She did it again.
I'm gonna say just a few things, and then I'm gonna be done. Because there's a reason why Mom Donnie won in New York. So that's the first piece of this.
And he don't like her. It don't seem like.
Why should he? It's establishment.
He said, "What do you think about Kamala running again?" He was like, "I care about people doing stuff and what's going on right now. So I don't care about what you talk about. I care about actually doing stuff." I said, "Ooh, Mom Donnie don't give a."
So all I'm gonna say is this: sometimes, especially what she talking about, the math is right, but the mouth is wrong.
Correct. Right message,
one
wrong
more
person.
time. The math is right, but the mouth is wrong. So
She
you might be wrong on paper, right? She might not be wrong on paper. But if your rent is $2,300 and the only messenger you trust right now, it gotta be your bank account, because you can't trust her ass. Like this ain't it.
Nah, because she got wet curtains, y'all.
I mean,
and she and she putting greens in the bathtub. I can't get it. I'm done. And that's just a metaphor for something. It's not even that. It's just the lack of actual connection.
Listen.
That's it. I'm done.
Goonies. Soul Plane. I'm trying to think of a few other movies that wasn't nominated for any awards to really mean anything at this point, because I don't want to hear from the nominee that wasn't nominated. I don't care anymore about what you got to say. You're interesting to look at these days. At least somebody talking to you, trying to force you to make some sense.
Not you talk about her like that. Listen, listen. They said she was a baddie back in the day. I don't know what you talking about.
No, she was. But I'm just saying right
She
now,
like
she ain't got
60-something years old. I mean,
I don't care about her. Look, she ain't got a tequila shot in hell and running on a treadmill, let alone for president. And you, especially when you still not talking about changing nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
right. The first thing you said,
blue.
hold on, let's not talk about.
Let's not talk about rebuilding.
Let's not be radical now. I know a lot of people are hurting, but we can't go back to the way the things are. Because people are hurting. Okay, so I mean, is she trying to be a socialist Democrat? Is she trying to give away funds too? How is this going to work?
But that's a part of the problem. That's a part of the problem. If you sitting in a waiting room, you can tell you can tell me about everybody sitting in there sick and what they sick from if you talk to them long enough. But if you ain't got a solution, we don't give a damn. Why you keep showing up to the party to talk? You don't have a solution, honey. But you did make some sense. It wasn't all word salad. But you know, broke.
She was just empathetic, right? And that's the difference of what's going on. Having the empathetic speech versus what people getting right now. You got Daddy Warbucks over here, literally Warbucks, is saying, we going in raw. We doing all this.
I'm going in, and I'm gonna go hard. But anyways, meanwhile, she show up with a pocket full of money while you broke and put her arm around you and say, "I know you broke. I'm so sorry that you broke, because being broke is a thing that we're all dealing with. Bitch, you got some money. Shut up. What's the solution to me being broke? What are you gonna do different about this? What can you do? No, you wanted status quo. You wanted to go back to the way it was. So I don't want to hear from you anymore."
So she said, but wait, she said we can't just assume it's going to go back the way it used to be.
That's not going back to the way things were.
So what does that mean?
Now.
What
that mean?
Here, to me, we got to rewind back to who Kamala showed us that she is and the Democratic Party. Two things. One, she very, very clearly said who she was and was not going to do for it. Go back and look for yourself. I'm not trying to get in trouble. Y'all go look who she will and will not help. Number two, the way they treated Ma'am Donnie, but the way they think he should have loyalty should tell you all you need to know. They didn't back him necessarily, right? But when they asked him about,
of course not,
things, but the way, and I'm not a Ma'am Donnie fan necessarily. I don't live in New York. I don't got nothing to do with that. But what I can
just
say
because you know Tupac don't mean that you're cool. Like
at least though he's standing on the business he said he would do, and he is, whether you like it or not. He said, "I'm gonna do this," and he doing that. They asked him about other things trying to get him to politically align with his party, and he like, I said I was gonna do this for the people. Well, what about over here? I don't care about that. I'm talking about the people. He very much aligns back to the people. This is a problem for the Democratic Party because, as we talked about before, there's lobbyists, meaning that you have allegiance and alliance with many manufacturers, businesses, and even countries.
I pledge allegiance to the bag.
And then I believe is she an AKA or is she a Delta? If I'm not mistaken, is she a sorority?
No, AK.
She AK.
So wait a minute.
You see her complexion. You know her complexion.
Hold on.
Yeah, she pink.
I don't know nothing about none of sex, but let's sprinkle a little bit on that. You also have allegiance and alliance and loyalty, and that goes layer by layer. And then if we peel back another layer, some folks, where you come from, where your people come from. All I'm saying is everybody has their place that they have alliance and allegiance. And that's why she's saying it can't go back to the way it used to be. It actually would be more beneficial for where we're going, because where I'm going is my allegiance, my alliance, and my loyalty. That's all I got. Do with that.
Trust is low. Even good policy sounds like a sales pitch. And that's why people believe in random ass TikTok creators about housing or side hustles faster than they do this old ex-VP at this damn podium. All right.
But you know what? Also
She
because
made
it's
sense.
also because of stuff like this.
You going in, speaking of going in raw.
No, for real, because President Trump going in raw with this 401k bull. Okay? Listen to this. President Trump said, listen, I know all employers don't offer 401k accounts, but how about I help y'all who don't have employers that offer 401k accounts or retirement accounts get a retirement account. Now that sounds great, right? Cool. I'm with you. Y'all gonna give me some money. Cool. Well,
I feel
here's
another
the
cut
caveat.
coming on. That's what
You feel another way?
I feel another cut coming on. He's
Come on, get in trouble.
to yank Social Security.
Maybe. So I'm gonna play the video in a second, but up front, he's trying to make it affordable for people who it wouldn't be affordable, right? So, for example, criteria is essentially making less than $37,000 a year. Okay, cool. How many people y'all know making less than $37K?
Is that like poverty
I could
line?
get
Is that
a-
what that's supposed to be? Or is poverty line
Poverty
gotta
line is
be higher than
well,
that?
it's like 15. It's like 15, I think. 12, 15.
Poverty
depending on
line is
state.
15?
Yeah, depending on
I gotta
state.
look
Sometimes
that up.
18. Yeah, look, no, it's by state, I believe, because benefits and stuff like that. Anyways, it's under 20K. At least maybe a couple years ago, it might have been. But check that out. Under 30, it's like 36 and some change. We'll just say 37. If you make $36,000 a year, he said if you put $165 a month in your 401k, you'll have $465,000 by the time you retire. Let's do some math real quick. I want y'all to take 165, multiply that by 12. Okay? Boom.
He
So
was
let's do
right.
this. Let's do
It's
this.
15,000 for a single person. For a family of four is 27,000.
Correct. So we're just going to say 15 because that should be the really the lowest that you can make. So let's say you making let's just start with this. He said 165 times that by 12. That is, we'll just round up to $2,000. Let's say you make $20,000 a year. That is 10% of your before tax income. Okay. He's saying but hold on. Let's talk about your after tax and cost of living. I think they get taxed. If you make it 20K, you get taxed at what? It's like a 10% tax bracket, I believe, something like that. So let's take 2,000 off that. You at 1,800. Your rent, or 18,000. So let's say your rent, let's say you got a 1-bedroom apartment. How many 1-bedrooms y'all know running for less than $800 a month? And that's on the low end. Plain Dame, you know anybody got an apartment that's less than $1,000 a month?
Not at this point.
Nah. So let's say it's a stack. So
And if
remember,
it is a
after
stack,
taxes-
it's you gotta buy a gun.
So let's say it's a stack. You live in a state that's not so bad, right?
Okay.
You at 18. You at 18 after taxes for the year. If you paying a stack a month for rent, and that's possibly even Section 8, just
That might be
That's
with
12.
Section 8, to be honest.
That's with Section 8.
Right. So that's $12,000 a year. You are left with $6,000 a year to have a car, insurance, food, daycare, clothes, right?
Ain't no daycare in that.
Ain't no
401k. That's for
daycare.
retirement. Because
I'm just saying, no. We didn't even touch the retirement. You have I want to put this in context. If you made $20,000 a year and you took out taxes and housing, you are at $6,000 a year left. Let's divide that by 12. That means you have $500 a month. And of your $500 before insurance, healthcare, let's say you're getting some of that paid for, maybe supplemented, whatever. Gas $5 a gallon, y'all. You taking an Uber, that costs money.
You got a
But
bus
at
pass.
Bus pass costs money. How much the bus pass cost? Like what? Like
About $30 a week.
$30 a week? Okay, so let's do that. 30
so
by
that's
4.
times 4. That's $120.
That's 120. So we have
$120,
500. So it's 120. So you got 380 for food, for clothes. And wait a minute, he said you put 165 in. So you got 200 after you do his 401k, you got $215 a month for food, clothes, anything else you need to furnish your house.
You
like
ain't furnishing no house.
$200.
You want
You ain't
crates.
furnishing no
just
damn
saying.
house.
You want crates with a.
Air mattress.
Gonna be on one of them Chinese boards that we just saw earlier. Somebody can be jump on this bed if you want to. Bam.
You can't even pay a delivery fee for the damn furniture that's coming.
Now remember,
That's rent a center. You got to do
now
13 a week.
if you used the math that
They
I
gonna
just
come
gave
get
you,
that.
that's on 20K.
Get that shit.
It goes up to 36 or 37. Even if you made 36,000, I believe the tax bracket on that is 12%. So your taxes will be even more in that, right? If you have kids, you got other stuff you got to pay for. But I'm just saying on 20 grand, remember his max is 37.
You can't afford kids.
How you going to afford 165 on this? So my question to y'all, maybe I'm being hard. Drop some drip in the comments. Is this really to help people? And they're going to give you, I think, $1,000 a year towards that as well. But is this really to help people? Because honestly, if they put that 1,000 in there, you probably gonna need that 1,000. You about to take that 59.5 penalty.
You about to be.
That they,
You about to
gave
borrow
you.
from that. Yeah, 401. You dipping in that, Jack.
And I know
And
they
don't get a girlfriend
Because things come up.
And don't get a girlfriend because you know she ain't doing 50-50. According to she looking at social media. So fine
Drop
dining.
some drip in the comments. Drop some drip in the comments. Look at this.
We trying to figure out a way. We donating plasma. We doing a bunch of extra stuff.
$1,000 towards it is
What this is
it's a
it's
good
like
idea,
a final grab.
but I think they need to be more realistic about some of this. Because you saying, oh, 165,000. No, those people, honestly, them putting $5-10 in it is probably pretty doggone good. Any kind of money would be. If you put 1,000 in there, and I'm just saying this to y'all, this is not advice or anything like that, because I'm not a tax advisor, I'm not a financial advisor. But if he does offer this, because it looks like it's signed already, I believe it's already signed. If it allows you, I don't know if there's a minimum, but if it allows you to put $5-10 in there to get 1,000, that's not a bad gig. Because remember, your 1,000, I'm assuming it's a year. If you have 20 years, that just gave you $20,000. So I know it's better than nothing. Okay,
to be honest.
165, he out of pocket. Now I'm gonna call that out. That's cap. Stop playing. Y'all need to do the math.
Yeah.
You know people can't afford that, and I'm actually sick. I'm sickened that you would say something like that, dangle something like that. That to me, that's my issue. Don't sell that. You should be more realistic. $50 a month would get you to this trajectory, because that's something, what percent of their actual income. And that tells me that the people who are advocating for this don't know, don't care, or don't actually talk to the actual people in your constituents. And that is my concern in this. So I'll be quiet before I get more irritated.
Well, you don't have to be upset about it. Like it's
disgusting.
We got some comments that came in, and we'll get to them, because the act at a high level is right, but people can't really afford to do that, because we're talking about delayed gratification is really what
Correct.
this is. So teaching someone to do this rather than making it a governmental act is what makes it predatory in my mind, because now you're taking someone's funds and you're kind of shifting it into a private entity stock market. To me, this is the same as a private prison, or what is shifting outside dollars that were made to go to governmental spaces and put it into private hands. So that's the issue that I have with it. Overall. Go ahead, and I'll let you go in on this, because you were upset about it.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I was just saying. So I see the comments. I'm not saying. Shout out to International NN. So listen, I'm not saying the compound interest is bad. All I'm doing with the math is this: you have $200 for anything else. My thing is, it's not the fact that this is signed. The idea is good, but you selling that someone at that capacity couldn't afford $165. Remember, the cap is 37 and some change, or 36 and some change. Is where I have an issue. Like, you sell it to me, the number that used for the trajectory, they're not more than likely going to hit that $465,000 by the time they retire. I don't even remember how many years it was, but more so, if you did this for 30 years at $50 a month, what does that look like? So I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that the way that it's being marketed should be better for the actual people that is being sold to. So I hear you. I'm not saying the compound interest is bad. Yes, I'm giving flat numbers, but my thing is, let's be realistic in who you're selling to and the realisticness of what is affordable. And that's why I did the math breakdown. And yes, I also agree with you. I agree with you. It is more than what Obama actually did as well. Or, I mean, President Bush, President Clinton, President Obama, President Reagan, President Nixon. We can go down the line. It's better than any of those for people who are low income. I'm not saying it's not, but at the same time, let's be realistic in who you're marketing to and the level of explaining this to them and a realistic benefit, because you know how much they can afford. They pay taxes to them.
It just has to be situational. I mean, and also, I mean, it would
shout
be
out
nice
to you
if
for
it
the
was,
comment.
Thank you.
Good looking. We appreciate that. But yeah, it has to be situational. It has to be optional at this point too, because I mean, it's just right now.
That's all I'm saying is that it should be also aligned with some sort of not interest, but education that comes along with this. Because now you're forcing people to be investors in a way. Let's make people savvy investors. And
like a class to get this? Are you saying like for them to have some kind, like not even class, or like reading through and like do a questionnaire of understanding it, like something like that? Oh, okay, that's a good.
Well, shit, if you put money in the 401k, sometimes you get a choice in the ETFs that you put in. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you start a job, if you get a 401k being offered, or if they making some changes, they're going to give you some sort of in-service on how it works. They're not going to just show up at a news conference and say, this is what we're doing. You know what I mean? So even as a first-time home buyer, you got to go sit through a class sometimes with a bank. They got to show you how it works. So that would be, I agree with that. It should be some education that comes.
And then you have people that have, insurance that increases. These are things that are going to cut into your ability to pay for other items. But I'm just going to say, this is my personal opinion on this, but I see this as a precursor to cutting or eliminating altogether Social Security. So, that $465,000 may not last a person from the ages of 75 to say 95. That's 20 years.
And the
way 465 last over 20 years with the rate of
cost of living.
With
the inflation, cost of living going up every year. Hell no. At least
we don't know what that definitely can't work. That's the other thing. So, like I tell other people that are in our age bracket, I've said that you definitely, yes, it's good to have a retirement in 401k, but you need to build in something that's going to have the ability to work for you, other than thinking that you're going to rely on Social Security, because that's a stagnant check. You're going to have something that can grow with inflation, whether it's a business that works, whether it's enough investments that you can keep into a different space in order to gain that compound interest that International N talked about. These are very good things. So again, I think this is a great conversation that we're having. I don't know how deep we're going to continue to get into it
wait
today.
A minute.
I don't get too deep.
Wait a minute. What is this? They said their health insurance was for $55 to $274, baby. Woo!
Yeah, per month. Yeah. Per month.
Especially if you had,
but
especially
I mean,
if
we
you had
talked
that
about
good,
this earlier.
Listen,
I know, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead, Dan.
If you had that good silver plan last year, you know, you woke up in January, yeah, it very well got to that if you wasn't with the right broker to walk you through how that's gonna change. I ain't saying nothing, but I'm saying something at the same time, because that's what happened, and that's, you know, going back to what our friend Kamala was saying. She wants everything to go back to status
Not you
quo.
calling her friend.
Yeah, our friend Kamala. I mean, for real. Like, I mean, and that's the other thing that's not being considered is how much more expensive everything is. You know, so that's why I'm like, something like this should be optional.
Thank you very much.
Please do. Please do. If you tired of your damn health insurance going up, like and subscribe. If you tired of people giving you bad advice on shit, like and subscribe. If you tired of being hung over a balcony financially and feel like you're being raped, like and subscribe.
All right, Suge Knight.
Where we
transition?
I'm gonna have to look up. I'm gonna have to look this up. Apparently,
we got Vanilla Ice Dame over here.
I know. From that article, I'm gonna have to do some research on Obama. Apparently, he had this thing called My RA, my retirement account. So I don't know about that, but apparently President Bush was like, we done with that. So I'm gonna put that on the books for our next show, because I do want to figure out some more around that. So thank you for bringing that up, because I do want to look at what Obama did do. But in the meantime, while
let's look at what he.
Oh, thank you. Shout out to you. Thank you for your comment. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you are not quite yet. So let's continue. We talk about President Trump, y'all. And we did talk a little bit, like Kamala did say, we need to have a better relationship with our allies. Well, I'm gonna tell you one way we ain't gonna do it. This one way we ain't gonna do it. Trump said, listen, y'all talking all that stuff about how I'm not getting involved in Iran. I don't agree with it. He said, bet I'm pulling my troops out. Y'all need to hold your own nuts over there in Europe. So Kamala's stance on this is we shouldn't do that. We should, as the NATO leaders, stand strong, support all over the nation, have influence all over the nation. So that's what she's saying we should do. Trump said, listen, y'all ain't on what I'm on. We up out of here. The Pentagon has a similar sentiment. They said, listen, Europe need to lead their own stuff. Y'all gonna have to deal with Putin, Xi Jinping. We over here on the water. Y'all got to figure that out over there. Hold y'all nuts, since y'all can't sit here. Y'all gonna play games with Iran. With anytime it's not Iran, it's Iran, right?
Iran.
Am I saying that correct?
Culturally sensitive.
I'm sorry, Iran. So with Iran, since y'all don't want to do that with us, cool. We get out of there. Let's see how much protection you got, since you don't want to be under the protection of Big Daddy. Essentially, is how they move it. Kamala's saying, that's why I brought that up earlier. Kamala's saying this is not good. This is a clash with our NATO allies, and we need to have cohesion and relationships across the globe. Drop some drip in the comments. Let us know. Do you think this is cap, or do you think that President Trump is holding them accountable, since they want to act like they don't know what they own and they don't know who actually helps them militarily? Or is it cap? Drop some drip in the comments. Plain name, what you think?
What I think is that we backed Europe till we couldn't back them no more. Every time something popped up, any issue, any skirmish, we ride at dawn. That was our attitude. Now it's like, look, I got this little thing going on over here. They like, shit, that ain't got nothing to do with us. Oh, for real? No? But what about you forgot about, well, I never even called in all the favors I did for y'all, but we ain't NATO no more? Oh, I bet. Bring everybody home, please.
I said ride or ride. I didn't say ride or die.
Yeah, now they talking about dough, let me out. Nah, brother. Nah, you been in the car. You should have stayed. Now you got to handle it yourself now. You on your own, fool.
Yeah, so let's bring it back into the real play on the money tip, right? So
there you go.
Trump basically told Europe by 2035, you're going to be dropping. You better drop 5% of your GDP on defense. 3.5% on troops and weapons, and 1.5% of your GDP on infrastructure and industry. Or the US is going to step back. So this is like a little piece of what will happen, right? At the 2025 Hague Summit, NATO members agreed to that 5% path, which would more than double the old 2% that they did before. So this locks in that huge long-term spending, which I don't think that they would particularly care for, right? Because now they got to come out of pocket more. So if everybody actually did that 5%, though, NATO's defense bill alone would have beaten the total global military spending in 2023. So analysts calculated that if all NATO states had spent 5% in 2023, their budgets would have exceeded what every country on earth actually spent that year in arms race level, like types of numbers that's going on here. So from your pocket, right, whether you live in Detroit or Dusseldorf, more of your tax and investment dollars will orbit missiles instead of mortgages. This is what we talking about. So yes, it's good, but also it's like, what the hell is going on with this? What does America first really mean here? Is what we're getting at. So governments that chase that 3 to 5% defense level have less room for things like housing help, student loan debt relief, or even healthcare, while defense contractors and related stocks get a pipeline of guaranteed orders. So what does this all mean to us? All right. We hold Europe, hold your own nuts, but they really grabbed that 5% of their GDP. And if you own the right defense stocks, what you holding is dividend checks. That's really what we're getting into with that.
Yeah.
So it's you can be, we're not giving financial advice here. I said device. We're not giving financial advice.
No, we're not.
But International Wind is writing this piece, and then on the back end is, what do you do with the information that you know it? What would you leverage or buy? Whether you go into specific defense stocks or you go in defense ETFs and hold, right? So these are items that you do what you will with the information.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. And homie thought this was gonna be a Venezuela, and he finding out that they've been preparing for this trash for a long time. They've been preparing for this a long time. So, you know, we won't see boots on the ground. We know that, but it's gonna be a back and forth propaganda meme war till it's not. And
these Legos is getting old though. I'm Legoed out.
People done got used to it now. Yeah, people done got used to it now, so it don't mean much as it did when it first. It was like, oh man, look at them. Now it's like, okay, now what?
Yeah, the Lego with the Suno or whatever. Like, you know, we're good. Yeah. We're good. They don't know about America's what's it called? Attention span for entertainment.
You know, they don't have much over there, so they over there like, hey, we like just how they are with war. We like that with memes. We like, okay, that was cool. All right, so what y'all, you know, that's it. Yeah, it's just over it. At this point, I'm over it. I'm over him. I'm over, you know, Israel. I'm over everybody at this point. I'm tired of it.
And I'm
Figure it out.
I'm over the fat skinny situation. So that's a great
segue.
Of speaking of being over it, you know what y'all about to be over?
Wait.
Non-positive body positivity. Now listen, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. PwC said, listen, y'all skinny fat chicks, skinny fat dudes, skinny fat people, y'all just got to go back to being body positive because we not paying for these drugs. Y'all costing too much. Everybody on floor 13 up here with these pants is too big and their waist is all real small, but their head is still oblong. Not just playing.
How about them
So
ant body?
listen, yeah, you over here with the ant body, and then y'all going to get these BBLs, and we're not going to pay for all this. So PwC said, listen, there's a growing list of GOP requests, and it's now a cultural phenomenon. We don't want to be a part of this. Now, if you have not noticed, we have segued from the people's briefing and we have gotten into actions have aftermath. Why is this important? Let's rewind. Several years ago, there was a big push for body positivity. We have talked about Ozempic, semaglutide, Wegovy, all of the things. And everybody's like, listen, I was really just big because I like to eat, but I like to eat and still be small. GLPs are the answer. PwC said, no, it's not. So listen, a lot of these companies, when you look at their benefits, they will cover GLPs. Sometimes they won't cover BBL surgery, but they'll cover like cosmetic
BBL
stuff.
surgery.
What?
I said they won't.
Shit, I'm about to go work at JCPenney because they doing asses over there. I'm about to go get my ass did.
No, I'm saying
I'm
they
working
won't
at
cover.
JCPenney.
You see that big booty chick that work in perfume?
Just
Damn.
nothing but big asses everywhere at JCPenney.
You know what though? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Retail would benefit by doing that, but
yeah,
they would. So, but look, I'm saying they don't have benefits typically for BBL, but cosmetic surgery, like if you want to get weight loss surgery, or so like let's say you do Ozempic, right, and you have like extra skin or whatever. If they cover a level of cosmetic surgery, you basically can get your whole body did. And PwC said, listen, there are way too many of y'all that are participating in
because
this.
that was
What
relegated
the hell
for morbidly obese.
But what the hell happened to body positivity? Can't y'all go back to that? Can't y'all just love who you are and get on the phones, or you know what I'm saying, get on the computer and just love who you are?
They never did.
PwC is diabolical, y'all.
They went and took them jabs, and then they stopped for a minute, and then they looked back in the mirror, and they was like,
right,
I need to go back and get that shot.
These was the same people talking about, I like my air mattress, and then they got a check. They went and bought that big ass bed. Same thing happening.
Samuel said, listen, more attractive front desk staff equals more deal sign. Y'all, this is a misstep. He said, listen, when somebody come visit at PwC, and
they're like, damn, everybody look like a Kardashian around here. Everybody plastic.
Mm-hmm. Mighty Mouse, big ass head, little bodies.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Now, this is a good argument, though. So let's talk about gender relations for a second. She said, Ala Shab said, but I'm sure they're still covering the little blue pills. So here's the argument. The assumption based on what she's saying is that Ozempic is for women, which is not true. But Ozempic is for women, and that the blue pills, because women can't get, what is that? I got this for you.
They're Viagra pills for
Viagra. There you go. I can't remember what I got this for you, young girl. The Viagra pills only work for men. And so those are the blue pills that she is referencing. And so maybe they are still, I don't know. I don't think I ever looked at my benefits to see if they cover Viagra. I feel like they don't promote that.
Prescription, so it wouldn't matter anyways.
Right. But whether fat or skinny, the blue pill's still working. So I don't understand.
Exactly.
They said I applaud that people need to grow
your big
up
ass, your little ass getting smacked. Big ass, little ass, you getting smacked.
Play Dave, this aligns with you right here. I applaud this. People need to grow up and stop eating like crap and start exercising. It's very basic, lazy people.
Bottom line is,
it don't take much for a cut, to be honest. But keep going.
Can we get into medically necessary stuff? You worried about losing weight and your ass got cancer. You're gonna lose weight anyways.
You'll lose weight anyways, unfortunately.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's other things out there that, I mean, you got people who, you know, we worried about Wegovy and GLPs and all of that. Meanwhile, insulin's still high as hell. You know, Jardiance, which actually controls, you know, sugar levels and all that stuff still costs like crazy. Like all of the drugs that you really need for diabetes and pre-diabetes, because that's really what a lot of this stuff was really geared towards. The metformins and all of that was really geared towards helping those folks. And now they barely can get that stuff now because it's always gone, because you got all these body positive people that was just positive about their bodies and how big their asses was 4 years ago. Now they like, I need my medication. You should hear the calls I get. People be on the phone. Listen, I just came off my medical insurance with my job and I was on Wegovy. Why is it not covered now? Because your big ass don't need it. You need to go, and don't even be that big. Let me put that out there. People be having such a poor sense of themselves that now, because your best friend lost 60 pounds, you want to lose 60 pounds. But meanwhile, you really like 220. Are you overweight? Sure. But are you grossly, obesely overweight? Not really. You bought a treadmill.
Nothing that's 6 months.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah,
I mean, you're not the 1,000-pound sisters. Like, I feel like they would be a really good candidate for, you know, Ozempic.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's talk about what's going on with it financially, though, because, you know, we'll talk about Novo Nordisk, right? So that was the big one that came out. I had bought that stock thinking that I was gonna be cool then, and it went down on me. But they basically got caught with the yesterday's price. It's not today's price. And then it was like, no, it ain't. And it was like, oh, my bad. Just like the Big Macs, right? So Big Pharma finally admitted that the bag was a little bit too heavy. So they had to lighten it up a little bit. So Novo Nordisk just announced that it will cut prices for Ozempic, Wegovy, and similar drugs down to $675 a month starting in 2027. Which is about a 35% haircut. So it's a discount, but really, is it a discount? But
they still caking.
$675 a month is still a second damn car payment for a lot of households. So even after you cut a year on a drug that's over $8,000 before insurance, which is more than many Americans have for a damn emergency fund. We got people that don't even have $500 in the bank account. Shit, a couple hundred in the bank account for an emergency. So if you use a miracle drug to avoid real lifestyle changes, you're just renting health at a luxury apartment price. So people who win are those who use it as a short bridge while fixing food, sleep, and stress. This is not a forever subscription if you're doing it. So please change your habits when you are stabbing yourself with these particular drugs.
Right. And then, lo and behold, you lose weight and you walk down them stairs and fall and your brittle ass bones shatter. Now you got a whole nother problem that you got to pay for.
Listen, the visual you gave of that is quite dramatic, though. Plain name.
Because you losing everything. Like it's
you just
like you don't get to choose where the fat's coming out of. Plus, there's other things that are happening. So I'm gonna say it's in my opinion, but I have read things about blindness, your thyroid. There's a lot of things that people can't control. But you know. You're gonna get at the end of this. You're gonna get a less Ozempic tax for all of this, but you know it's still cheaper, but than Ozempic money. But you need to just do two things. One, and they both start with G. To be honest, it's gym and grocery cart. Those are the two things that you need to do. Both of which you should have your ass on the outside ring of wherever the establishment is. So the outside of the grocery store ring is going to get fruits and vegetables, meat, dairy, go back around. You get some toilet paper if you need it, I guess, if you into that kind of thing. And then at the gym, Go around the edges. You're
Whoa.
guaranteed to see some dumbbells in that mug somewhere. You're gonna see some
Pick 'em.
treadmills.
Pick them up and move. They in the way. You got to pick them up and move them here and there. Because honestly,
you
that's what everybody need to be doing anyways. You need to be turning that fat into muscle anyhow. Not trying to
And
pop a
when
pill and
you're
turn the
that
Mighty
big,
Mouse.
you have a lot of muscle that carries your body. So the whole point why you're cutting is to maintain that. Huh? What is this? What a
Look, talk about muscle and carrying. I was just queuing that up for y'all.
all right. Well, this
So,
look like some kind of fetish thing that's
Yeah.
about to go down.
Yeah,
So,
white
Anne
woman,
Hathaway.
sweaty man.
Anne Hathaway. If you don't know her, she is I think it's like the Princess Diary. She's been on the Devil Wears Prada. She's been on a ton of movies, and she's a married woman. She said he was coming at me, and it felt like time slowed down. So she's talking about when she went to an NBA game. Anubi is killing it in New York apparently this year. She's very excited that she's very excited. But this is her. This is the play that happened. I think there it goes. Watch her face though. Watch her face though.
Yeah, she's staring at his shorts. Look at her.
That's a married woman.
Yeah, she might have one of them cute tattoos.
She ain't on Ozempic. She can see.
Yeah. But
so actions have aftermath.
you can see.
This is
yeah, she's been skinny for quite some time before Ozempic has been a.
No, I'm not saying it's because she's skinny, but it's just
I
the
know.
actions of aftermath. Like this is not saying she's going to get divorced, but when rumors and how things start getting kind of revved up, people are the way the things people are saying. She has 2 kids with her husband, I think 2019 and 2016. So she has 2 kids with her husband, who I believe is a designer. And he might be an actor as well. So it's not like she's not married. She's been married for probably over a decade at this point. And she's very excited that this very large man came trudging towards her and is excited to tell the story. Now, here's why I say actions have aftermath. This can go a couple ways. She has been known to say how supportive her husband is. He's been a supportive partner, making sure she can do her different movies. She's a very successful actress. I actually like her. She's a good actress from what I've seen in the movies. And this is where you have aftermath. This man is supportive, but you out here got him looking crazy. Drop some drip in the comments if you think she ain't got him looking crazy. Could she have just kept this to herself? And honestly, as a certain kind of woman, could she have just been like, man, listen, I was scared that he was going to trample us because I know this is a serious game. And I was like, oh, yo, we might actually get pulled up on by a basketball player because this is this is serious for him. He's not even thinking about the crowd because he's thinking about the ball. She could have left it at that. Nah, she over here doing the most. Drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that what she said was out of pocket?
The way
or
his
do y'all think that
sweaty nuts paws
she's
was
just like, okay.
swinging, banging by my face.
The devil.
Oh,
the devil's in the
She
details.
said, I always wanted that to happen. So look at this. Hold on, right here. It says, I almost got crashed into last night. I always wanted that to happen. Thanks, OG. He said, oh, you're welcome. Now, let's put this in context. As a basketball player, 2 things. One, they see broads every night. So honestly, whether it's her or somebody else, it didn't matter to him probably.
Well,
but number 2,
his ass gonna be like,
two,
man, you know what, dog? Gwyneth Paltrow came up and was like,
they
she wanted my
said-
nuts in her face, dog. I was like,
he
I
said,
don't know if
listen, the
that's
Princess
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Diary was about to
Shit,
have
it's
the
all
king
same.
on her. He said the Princess Diary is about to
came
have
up
the
and
king
said,
on her.
she-
Yeah. Doesn't this make her husband kind of look potentially like, dude?
Why he
you
not
talking
at
about-
the game too?
Cuck-worthy energy. Yeah, I mean, it could be.
Why he ain't at the game?
I mean, he's an actor and designer too, so I don't know if he had to work or whatever too. So I can't speak for people's work and stuff either.
So she
I'm not
should
gonna
have
do
had her
that.
ass. Should have had her ass at home watching the game.
I mean, it ain't no different than somebody going to a Chris Brown concert or something and getting licked on or whatever.
That's
Having
exactly where I was
gyrating on
going with. First, you got to worry about Chris, Usher, and now OG. Add him to the list. Add OG to the list. Chris, Usher, and OG. They all going on tour.
Back in the day, people was like that about Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson too, and Rodman. They was all banging and swinging. Let's be honest.
Right, but she is a celebrity with a new movie. You know, it's polarizing, huge magnitude. And now you talking about, I've always wanted to be ran into. What? That dinner conversation
ran through. Pause.
Yeah, that was, a second time. That's the part she left out. I want a repeat of the last decade before I was married. What? A little different. I don't know, y'all.
Yeah.
No woman of mine to be doing that. I know that shit.
We getting into celebrity. This is not where I thrive.
This is the thing. If you're a conservative, this is not okay. If you're a liberal, this is okay because she's allowed to say how she thinks and how she feels. If you're in the middle, drop some drip in the comments. I want to know what y'all think. Because really, to be honest with you, in the elections moving forward, if you are a independent or in the middle, you, my friend, are the wild card. So as these things happen, it is important for people to voice what they think, because I think that there's a big disconnect. But look at how she explains what happened. This is her talking about it. Look at her. And this is why some dudes are like, I'm never marrying. Look at how happy she is that this experience happened for her.
Well, she looks like a longtime Knicks fan.
I think she is a longtime Knicks fan.
Yeah, she is. She is. I ain't gonna
listen,
hold you.
I've been a basketball fan my whole. I've been a basketball fan my whole time. My whole life. A 6'5+ man running into me is not on my bingo card.
Right. That look like that feel like an eye injury. A 200 and something pound ass muff coming up.
But I also
you got your son on your lap.
Right. So both of y'all.
Even if I didn't have another person with me, as someone who played basketball, it's a lot for a female to be sitting there putting that weight on you. I can't imagine a man weighing over 250. Oh, hell no. Nah. That's not
then he gonna kick off for you because he got to get back on defense.
Right. It was exciting, but then I looked like, oh my God, my son. You know, I didn't hear.
Right, he gonna put his foot on both of y'all chests because he wears size 20.
My bad, Playboy. My bad, little man. Hey, your mama fly.
Yeah, I signed your jersey, little motherfucker.
I signed your jersey with your black eye. Let me sign your eye. What?
The little dude like this, like, wow, he's huge. Mine be like, wow, he's huge. Like, pause. Cussing your ass out when you get home.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
People doing the same thing at the Usher concert at the Chris Brown.
Man, I saw a video where it was the husband at the Usher concert, and his wife went up there and let him kiss her in the mouth.
Yeah. Right. Look, and the camera would have came back on me, I'd have been like, time for me to go.
So
I mean, what you gonna do with that? What are you supposed to do with that?
Do a TikTok asking about lawyers. Who's gonna represent me in the divorce of the whore for Chris Brown?
Look, they going
this
on
open and
tour
shut
Shout
case.
out to Chris and Usher. Shout out to Chris and Usher. Y'all about to have many divorces very soon. 2027 about to be the year of divorces, boy. I tell you.
Open and shut kiddies.
So we have a rewind and rethink. Y'all get the pick, and then we'll get up out of here. Do y'all want to talk about missing scientists, or do you want to talk about ungrateful parents?
Ungrateful parents. Let's see where this goes. Let's see where this rabbit hole goes.
Oh man, you picked a good one. But maybe they are. You might disagree. You might think that they are grateful. So drop some drip in the comments. What y'all think? Y'all agree, disagree? Do you think they're ungrateful, or is the grandparents out of pocket?
I don't think that we should be paying for babysitting, and I don't think that she should be asking for more money for babysitting.
Correct. That's why I stopped paying recently.
Oh, and how has this gone?
She's
she's
just
threatening
nagged
to
a
make
little
us do
bit.
daycare, which the only place I would be comfortable sending our daughter would be $300 a week compared to the $100 a week we pay her. And she says that she's underpaid and so on and so forth. And my problem with that is that if I pay a daycare, I'm paying for them to feed, I'm paying for them to teach and, do all the things. I'm paying her to lay in her bed with my daughter and watch movies all day.
Now, before we go any further, drop some drip in the comments. You think grandma out of pocket? Y'all think parents out of pocket? Before I play more, because I want y'all to hear the rest of it in a second, but drop some drip in the comments. Who you think out of pocket? Play name. Who you think out of pocket so far in this scenario?
So far them. I'm not gonna listen. You gonna give a lot of that money to the daycare anyways. But at the same time, Mama, why am I paying you? Why am I not just paying for some stuff over there? Why am I not feeding y'all while you spend time with your grandbabies? I mean, if you need some money,
ain't really that
ain't
much anyway, because that's
it's
groceries
not.
for the kid anyway.
Yeah, I would just buy Mama, this the deal. I'm just gonna come through and I'm gonna buy a bunch of groceries and I'm gonna pay your phone bill and some other stuff. You'll be cool.
Okay. So look at homie face right here. Okay, you see his
That's more
face?
than $100 though.
That's what I'm saying, but you can value that more versus me actually giving you that money.
See, grandma be on the family plan because that'll be
look
around
at his face.
25,
You ready?
26.
You ready? He about
Go
to get
ahead.
to it. He about to get to it. Y'all ready? Drop some drip in the comments. What y'all think?
Then she's grandma.
And she's also the grandmother. And everyone I've talked to, friends, family, everything is absolutely dumbfounded that she asked us to pay her to do it.
And what's the exact amount that
we pay her? We pay her right now $400 a month, but she wants more. She hasn't told us what she wants exactly, but she has made it clear we should be paying her more.
And she doesn't work
for all intents and purposes, isn't childcare, would it be at least double, if not triple, if you were to take the kids to a daycare?
It would be the place. Like I said, the place that we would do is $300 a week just for her.
Okay.
So grandma said, "Listen, throw me some money. Y'all throwing her for her." She said, "It's all enough." But you want to pay these people who ain't related to you $300 a week. That's $1,200 a month,
Right. Who's about to give your baby a diaper rash.
And then you gotta take off when they gotta go home. Grandma ain't gonna send them back to you until you take off work, baby. So
Pick that baby up early. In service days.
The other side of the
spring
coin
break,
is that
Christmas.
There you go. But the other side of the coin is that, I'm really doing this to help you guys save some money. I'm doing this because not only that, I get to spend time with my grandchild too. So they acting like that $100 a week is like life changing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you just did more, you wouldn't even get that kind of pushback. So it's obvious they have an entitlement that's kind of interesting.
Oh man, you just wait. You just wait for the twist. You ready?
But why is it the expectation that she should provide care
and not be compensated?
Yeah.
Especially when you're paying a fraction of what the rent probably should be.
You guys are fucking up the money and you expect her to just foot the bill. She didn't sign up for that.
Well, it's because also we only get that little room. I cover
because you guys are fucking
for
up the money.
$250 a month each.
Y'all catch that? They paying.
Okay, they live in the house with her too.
Oh,
that was going on.
Yeah, let's keep
it
going.
Shit, she. Okay, wait. There's more.
Like, you are in a position where you are financially being propped up and subsidized. And I don't think y'all are being very grateful for that. I understand.
Now, listen, I love this. Shout out to this show because they're holding them
they probably
accountable.
ain't paying rent for that room. No, so
they
said
said $250 each, $500 a month.
500
place
plus
you
the
know?
400 is 900 that they putting in.
What place
month.
you know that you can get housing, probably
Housing
food,
and your kids watch.
and your kids watch for under $1,000, under a stack.
Yeah, it seemed to me like they
see what I mean.
They need to put it all together and figure out their game plan with the gift that they got that they smacking in a damn face right now.
Now let's rewind and rethink this for a second.
So one
Are they
person's check needs to
ungrateful?
go to grandma because it seemed like they might be in a dire strait type of situation. Somebody need to start delivering some meals or whatever the hell, some Uber Eats and driving, and the other person need to take that other check and stickity stack. So y'all figure out what y'all gonna do, and then hopefully you can ask grandma to continue to supplement with the child care while y'all go out and go blow that money off in some trailer park somewhere, because that's what it feel like it's leaning to.
Now,
They not
before
giving a damn.
Now, before I get into more of this, let's say
We had 2 hours too, by the way.
Oh yeah, we are going. If they made $20,000 a year, they could afford what they talk about easily. So I don't know what people doing for a living, but there's two of them. They can't make 10 stacks each.
Yeah, but they crying right now. This made me feel like with the mindset that they got going on, there's a lot of entitled bullshit that's happening.
And this is why
My
the boomers.
empathetic ear is shutting down.
I understand
No, and
living with in-laws would probably be terrible in certain aspects. I get that, but $500 a month in rent and $400 for childcare, even if she asked you all to go up to $500 or $600, you are still being heavily subsidized.
Well, and I know that we're very lucky in that. I mean, I've told her like
No, it's
how
not.
much
The
we
water
appreciate
bill
that
for
what
y'all
she's
to
doing. She
wash
doesn't have to do it. I mean, at the end of the day, grandmother or not, you don't have to do that.
Right.
But I think with the number, like, I guess the financial situation, I mean, with how it just is hard to, if we're going to pay more in babysitting, then I will just send her to a daycare where I also am not hearing someone bitch and complain for having her all day.
If it isn't the consequences
So you rather
of our
pay
actions.
triple a week.
So
wait
a minute.
Hey, he been throwing haymakers so gently. I'm just peeping him. His whole disposition is just like, you guys have been just fucking.
I don't think that
Look at her demeanor though.
we should be paying for babysitting,
Like she don't
and I don't
get
think
it.
that she
But
should
the
be
thing
asking
is,
for
like,
more money.
she's with a partner that is enabling this bullshit too. So like both of them together combined equal one big ass baby, and they're
That's
raising a
correct.
baby.
They didn't
So-
need kids
No.
at all.
And grandma probably the only thing that's keeping that kid alive, to be honest. That
And
they
look,
complained about.
And look, I'm gonna add some more context to it. She probably cleaning up after they asses, because you heard what he said. You guys are fucking that room up. Like he know more than what they saying. So there's some other things missing there. Grandma probably got to clean the whole house while they go to work and
Grandma
deal
tired
with
of
the crumb
that.
snatcher. Grandma like, look, grandma probably doing the whole let me make it uncomfortable to get your ass up out of here game. That's what it sounds like. Pay me some more money. But we might
Grandma is
as well go
saying,
daycare.
I'm gonna make you pay me more, so I actually force you to save, so you can get the hell up out of my house. That's what this sounds like. One of those moves.
That's what I'm hearing, and I've seen
You
it.
gotta,
I've seen this maneuver.
I saved a year's worth of babysitting and daycare money with your ass. Take this and get the hell out.
Or start asking them uncomfortable questions. Start asking them uncomfortable questions about, well, what have you guys been doing with your money? You're only paying me X amount of dollars. You make this. What's going on? And then they get to looking at each other. I don't feel we need to discuss that with you, Grammy. You know how that go. Well, pay my ass more than.
All right, pay me for my silence. But I don't want roaches in my damn house. So get these old ass pizza boxes up out your room, and you acting like one of them funky ass teenagers instead of a grown ass person that need to go ahead and get your shit together.
That's all
I
I'm
can't
hearing.
stand the funky ass house. I'm sorry. I can't.
But you see,
I can't do it.
Dude kept sliding them little jabs in. I want to hear the rest of this, but he keeps sliding them little jabs in. He just keep throwing little haymakers. He keep doing it.
Drop the drip in the comments. Do y'all think they're ungrateful? Do you think that grandma's just not being a grandma? I know historically, like, you didn't have to pay grandparents to keep kids, but at the same time, How many of y'all was living with y'all grandparents though? What y'all parents dropping y'all off to go to your grandparents' house? Like I was supposed to pay the electric bill, water bill.
Let's think about it. Like
all
if
this
you're a
other stuff,
millennial,
and take care of your baby. Like, come on now.
when you a millennial, you dealing with the era of
Listen,
people
what I
that
tell you
had
to do.
pensions and everything else. So they were retiring in their 50s. 50 between 50, 53, 55. People was retired. You worked at Ford or whatever, and those times you was retired at 55. That means that you were still in high school by the time grandma became grandma, because you had a kid between, your late 18, 19, 20, between 20 and 25, 26. So grandma was still young and spry and had time to be dealing with this. We've probably aged everybody about almost 10 damn years. So you went from being 18 to 28 trying to have a kid, and you still haven't even rolled into your prime earning years yet. And you have kids and all of this. What we are missing now is that it takes real planning to have a kid in a situation. More than likely, if you start doing the numbers and you being true to this and not new to this, you probably gonna end up being in your 30s and having a kid at a time, because there's levels of debt and everything else that gets associated with it. Is it fun and is it fair? No. But if you choose to go in about it earlier, it's gonna be hard. And that's just what it is.
Grandma gotta have a life too.
Oh, grandma out here. She don't even want to be called grandma, right? She want to be called like, Gam or something. Don't call me grandma. All right?
Or call me
Call me grandma.
Grandma gotta have a life too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't
Just
know.
a drip in the comments, y'all.
Yeah, her complexion is a little different. So she probably just tired of dirty asses to keep flushing their kid on them and probably not buying good nights. I gotta buy the good nights too.
And they out doing
Like,
this.
damn,
talking
got this
about
whole room
grandma.
smelling like piss and ass.
And it ain't even like they
Right.
probably going to work. They out doing this. Talking about grandma need to wash the baby while they out.
Room smelling
Crazy.
like unpurified dumpster juice.
And
So here's the thing on that. Like with going out with the drip. Be grateful for the people you have. You have a village. You're very blessed. You're very lucky. And these people don't realize how lucky they are. Let's rewind and rethink on this though, real quick. If you're a grandparent, here's my flip side of that. Are you enabling your child? Is this where they cut the cord? Okay. Pay that daycare, baby. And matter of fact, get out of my house too. So now that $100, that $900 then turned into $2,300, $500, $3,000. So now
Swift.
both of y'all going to get a job, maybe two jobs, since you can't appreciate all the stuff I've given, I've been willing to do, and like the lady said in the video, subsidize. So let's rewind and rethink for a second. There's things that the grandparents can do. My thing is to them, stop enabling your kids. See them for who and what they are. And them two right there, some grateful mofos. Go ahead and let them go to daycare. Enroll that baby in that daycare, baby. Go enroll it. You be back. And guess what? My prices then went to. How much they charge you? I'm gonna do that $300 a week too, since you can afford it.
You know what? I'm gonna do $295. I'm gonna give you $5 back.
That's that gas you're gonna need per gallon.
$295.
Get the fuck out. Get your ass out. I don't even want to deal with it. I belong at the bingo hall, and I should be making my potato salad with raisin in peace. I don't have time for this. Get that little dirty bastard up out my house, along with that ugly ass husband of yours. And I want to watch daytime TV. I want to watch my soap operas. This crying little bastard got me watching all these, backyardigans and all this trash. I'm sick of them, and I'm sick of you. Pay me or escape me, since I'm bitching and moaning, as you put it. Young grateful son of a Your trailer park trash.
That's what she said. Well, that's the drip, y'all. Our daily drip show went far beyond what I thought it was going to be. We ended up having, I think, a far more engaging show in the middle than I thought that we would have. So shout out to Plain Dame. Shout out to Cassius Pay. Thank y'all for sticking around. And shout out to you, Odd Squad. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and do that so you can be a part of the Odd Squad. If you have not hit that like button, do that. We appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the Odd Squad. We're here every Friday night, about 11:30 EST. Today, like I said, I made y'all late. I'm sorry, y'all. I had a birthday party to go to. All the socials are down below. We appreciate y'all. Plain Dane, you got anything before we get out of here?
Kick them bastards out your house. And we love you, Odd Squad. Thank you to everybody that came out tonight and kicked it with us. Thank you for everybody that's hung with us this long. People been walking in and out. Don't slam the door when you leave, but please make sure you like and subscribe on your way out the door if that's what you plan on doing. But thank you for joining us for this long ride. Long ride, but we here. And we'll see you again real soon. I had to loosen my polo tie.
I know. Shout out to y'all. We'll see y'all next Friday night. Thank you for dripping with us, and we will see y'all next Friday. I am your co-host, Jim Jones, and that is Play Dane over there tightening up his tie. Go off, brother. Appreciate you.
I'm just getting a little loose.
Hey.
About to wake the wife up.
Oh my goodness.
2 in the morning.
We'll see y'all next Friday. We out of here. Bye.
Peace.
Shout out to Cash Spay.
Hit that button again, because I'm about to.
Jim and Dame got the vibe, got the stance. Cash is paid, bring the bass, make it last. Drip, drop, drip, drop, smooth as glass. Late night, whispers in the air. Feel the rhythm already there. Drip, drop, our daily flow. Drip, drip, Jim and Dame, you already know. Drip, drop, watch the city glow. One more time, let's take it slow. Skyline kisses the moonlit tide.